Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Camilla. I'm a holistic coach and I work with ambitious individuals to help them break out of living life on autopilot, achieve their goals, and create a life that feels vibrant and fulfilling. And when we try to achieve our goals, an issue that comes up a lot is, of course, self-sabotage. And you probably relate to this if you're watching this video. Maybe you have a goal or a dream that you always find yourself daydreaming about, and maybe you've even created a plan for how to achieve it. But when it comes to follow through, you find yourself procrastinating, avoiding, or even coming up with excuses for why you can't do the things that you know you need to do. And self-sabotage can be a really vicious cycle. It can leave you feeling really frustrated and even ashamed of yourself. You might then go away and promise yourself that going forward, you're going to change, you're going to be more motivated, you're going to be more strict with yourself, and you're going to follow through. And then when that doesn't happen, you kind of go back to that feeling of shame and frustration, and that gets fueled. So I think it's really important that we understand exactly what self-sabotage is and why it happens, so that we can start to be more compassionate towards ourselves and we can start to shift that pattern. So we all have a general understanding of what self-sabotage is, especially if you've experienced it. You might even link it to the concept of fear of failure or low self-esteem, and there can definitely be some truth to that. But from a nervous system perspective, self-sabotage is actually a protective mechanism, which seems really counterintuitive. But our nervous system is basically like a program that keeps track of what's safe and what's unsafe, or what's a threat to our survival. And when it perceives something in our environment that's unsafe, it's going to automatically drive you to get away from that threat and get back to safety. For example, if a tiger walked into your room right now, you would automatically run and you wouldn't have to think about it. So your nervous system might actually be perceiving your goal as something that's a threat and that's unsafe, and it's causing you to self-sabotage to protect you from that goal. But while a tiger is of course a genuine threat to your survival, your goal probably isn't. Unfortunately, our nervous system doesn't work based on logic, and it mostly learns what's safe and what's not safe based on our experiences, especially our childhood experiences. So let's look at some of the reasons why your nervous system might perceive your goal as a threat. So you've probably heard of the phrase, better the devil you know, and that's exactly how your nervous system feels. So the number one reason why your nervous system might see your goal as a threat is because it's something that it's never experienced before, or it hasn't been exposed to before. And to our nervous system, all novel experiences are a potential threat. Even when you logically understand that having your goal is actually going to make your life better, your nervous system doesn't know what to expect and it cannot predict the outcome, so it's going to see it as something potentially dangerous. So on a conscious level, you might be trying to implement changes, instill new, better habits, follow through on your goals, but there's going to be a moment when the subconscious kicks in and says, nope, I don't know what to expect going forward, so better not, better get back to what we know and what's familiar. And that's when the self-sabotage tendencies start to kick in, and you get that sense of resistance towards going forward and doing what you're supposed to be doing. And even when your current situation isn't actually that safe, or it's not safer than the situation you're trying to create, the fact that you have survived it for so long sends a message to your nervous system that says, we can survive in this, so better not risk changing things and putting ourselves in more danger. The second reason why your nervous system might believe that your goal is unsafe to have is because of something I like to call faulty programming, which is basically when you have certain faulty beliefs about your goal that make you feel like it's not safe to have that goal. And these could be things like believing that money is evil, or people who have money are bad people. Maybe growing up you saw your parents earning lots of money but not having any time for anything else in their life, and so now you associate money with sacrifice. Another example could be believing that you have to be in control in order to feel safe. So if your goal involves you stepping out of your comfort zone and not being in control, your nervous system is going to self-sabotage that and get you back into a place where you are in control. You might also have certain faulty beliefs about yourself that don't align with your goal and make you feel like you cannot have your goal. And these could be beliefs like I don't deserve to be happy, or I am not smart enough to have XYZ, I am not good enough to have XYZ, or other people's needs come before mine. And these beliefs might have formed as survival adaptations in your childhood, and now your nervous system wants to continue playing them out because it's the only way it knows to keep you safe. So when you do something that tries to disprove these beliefs, such as achieving your goal, your nervous system is going to try to stop that by self-sabotaging. It's important to remember that these programs aren't just thoughts, they're survival patterns that live in our body, and this is why it's so hard to push past them. And even when we do manage to push past them, it can take a lot of energy to maintain the changes that we've made. We might end up feeling burnt out or feeling like we can't fully enjoy what we've achieved. So I hope this gives you a little bit more insight into why you self-sabotage, and that it's not just about you being lazy or undisciplined. And if you want to know how you can start to shift these self-sabotage tendencies at their root and start changing these maladaptive survival patterns, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video, which is going to be all about how to stop self-sabotage for good.